For decades, the story of the dinosaurs has been told as a tragic cosmic accident. A random piece of rock struck the Earth, ending a biological empire that had dominated the planet for 160 million years. This narrative relies on the standard materialist view of evolution, which models the universe as a bottom-up sequence of accidents. In this framework, dead matter bumps together blindly, and survival is simply a matter of growing the biggest teeth before your luck runs out. But developments in physics and information theory offer a different perspective. They describe a reality that behaves less like a random lottery and more like a highly structured, top-down computational engine. Viewed through this lens, the asteroid impact functions as a systemic correction. The planet's biological hardware had reached a thermodynamic bottleneck, and the system required a reset to make room for complex software. To understand how a planetary scale reset works, we have to look at how the universe initialized its computational platform from the very beginning, a sequence preserved in the idioms of our oldest mythologies. Ancient Egyptian theology placed the sun god Ra at the zenith of the cosmic hierarchy. During the Amarna period, the sun was viewed as the physical body of the creator, with its rays ending in hands dispensing life and order to the world. When we decode these historical idioms through modern physics, we find a series of structural isomorphisms. The personified Lord of Light reflects the literal behavior of photons in relativistic spacetime. In physics, the speed of light, c, is recognized as the speed of causality. It is the absolute cosmic speed limit at which any physical event or state update can propagate through space. Before this causal wavefront arrives, an event does not exist as a physical fact for an outside observer. Light converts unmanifested potential into defined historical truth by establishing the boundaries and contrast required to generate information. Light is the medium of physical definition. It generates the differences creating all structural complexity. But information requires a stable environment to persist. For complex biological software to compile over billions of years, the physical substrate, the Earth, needs to be protected from constant high-entropy resets. Historically, humanity utilized a conceptual user interface to explain this need for stability. We personified the defensive order as a supreme sky deity, Jupiter or Zeus, whose primary function was trapping chaotic primordial monsters to preserve a habitable world. This mythological role has a direct physical equivalent in the Jupiter shield hypothesis. Possessing more mass than all other planets combined, Jupiter's gravitational field acts as a colossal vacuum. It intercepts high-entropy debris, like long-period comets, and either absorbs them or slingshots them out of the solar system. We saw this mechanical firewall in action in 1994. Jupiter absorbed the impact of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, swallowing energy that would have otherwise sterilized the Earth. Jupiter functions as a gravitational warden, filtering out cosmic noise to maintain Earth as a stable computational platform. Within this protected pocket, life began to organize. But the way biological forms emerge suggests that matter is being directed from the top down. Theoretical biologists use morphospaces to map the limited landscape of viable physical geometries. These deep wells in the grid represent attractor basins, configurations optimal for swimming or flying. In this model, random genetic mutations act as a stochastic shaking mechanism. They vibrate the biological matter of an organism, allowing it to explore the grid. When an organism's internal informational state aligns with a universal attractor basin, it undergoes a phase lock. The physical matter rapidly catches into a pre-existing geometric solution, which is why complex structures like the camera-type eye have evolved independently over half a dozen times. Biological form is the mathematical crystallization of an organism's operational focus, meeting the geometric constraints of physical law. By the late Cretaceous, this self-assembling engine reached a bottleneck. The dinosaur empire had become a source of systemic stagnation. These species were trapped in a zero-sum scaling race, consuming immense ecological resources simply to sustain heavier armor and larger physical frames. This chart contrasts the exponential rise in thermodynamic maintenance costs against a flat informational bandwidth. While their physical mass scaled upward, the actual complexity of the information they could process remained limited to basic reactive loops. The dinosaurs had maxed out the planet's computational headroom. They were a thermodynamic trap of low information hardware, physically blocking the emergence of more efficient systems. The asteroid impact was the systemic pruning that cleared the field of this bulky, inefficient hardware. This eradication reset the evolutionary parameters. Survival was no longer awarded to the creature with the most brute physical force, but to those capable of high-density information processing. Early mammals were forced to survive by optimizing for internal complexity rather than physical scale. This pressure drove rapid expansion of the neocortex. Evolution shifted from hardware scaling to software density. This advanced internal software eventually required social structures and language, enabling information to be stored and processed horizontally across an entire species. This trajectory suggests a universe rigged to select for higher information density. Human consciousness, capable of decoding and reflecting the very code that generated it, is the most integrated manifestation of that pattern we have yet observed.